Wow! Bitcoin absolutely exploded out of this 3-week ascending triangle pattern that we've been watching, all the way up to 12,500 US dollars. But is this move done? And what is coming next? CEO George Ball warns that Bitcoin is going to absolutely ignite after Labor Day this year. We'll be getting into details and why he believes that this market is going to go absolutely much more explosive than it currently is and has been over the last few months. And guys, Bitcoin prices climbed to their highest level in over a year, but what is coming next for Bitcoin? We're going to be delving into that in this webisode. Wow, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to an extremely action-packed Monday webisode. We have so much to delve into today, guys. As I'm sure you've heard, Bitcoin has exploded out of this pattern, but we do find our first level of resistance at this $12,500 level. So we're going to be delving into that, why we have stopped at that level, and what is to come next. Is this going to be a fake out? We're going to be talking about what we need to see over the next 24 hours. And as well, we're going to be talking about why these prices are set to ignite very shortly here at a specific point in the year. Huge. So guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you get notified when we upload. And as well, make sure to drop your comment below to enter for these ledgers. And guys, we'll be coming out with some very important updates in T4 throughout the week. So if you guys are interested in joining, learning charting, trading, and following along with our portfolio, which basically every substantial position size that I've been holding for months and months has been doing extremely well, specifically this week. So guys, if you're interested in joining, make sure to use coupon code millions at checkout to get 15% off. So guys, this ascending triangle that we've been tracking for weeks now did get its break, but we have to be extremely careful here as we clearly found some overhead resistance right around 12,000, right under 12,500 US dollars. So over the next 24 hours, there's a lot we need to be watching for because again, guys, this is a move we've seen many times, basically where we come up to a very key area in a breakout, and we actually have ended up getting faked out after these breakouts. So there's some very key things we need to be looking for on these charts to make sure this is an actual confirmation of this breakout. So far, it looks absolutely beautiful. We've gotten some key retests at some areas that we needed to get retests at. Specifically, yesterday, as we were talking about, right around 11.6 right here. And then, as expected, pretty much exploding as soon as passing 12K. But again, guys, only $500 above that is where we faced our current resistance. So as you can see right here, we're actually currently sitting right atop this very key level, okay? So these two boxes right here represent the only two areas that I'm actually concerned about at all or interested in at all in regards to Bitcoin's price action. Notice breaking above 14K pretty much yields a clear shot to being able to retest all-time highs. And again, I think this plays a very big role in what we're going to be talking about later in the video when we're going to be talking about Bitcoin absolutely surging and exploding in price very shortly here on this specific date. And specifically why here as well. So guys, as you can see, this is the highest that Bitcoin has been since about August 6th of 2019. So well over a year now, about a year and 2 weeks already. And you can see over the last few months, we've been breaking some very key levels. We're very much so above some very key daily and weekly moving averages. We're above all VPVR resistance. Then we are going to see some of that money flood into Bitcoin, guys. As we saw throughout the last week, which I've been extremely excited for, is some very nice gains in altcoins. But that was possible primarily because Bitcoin was doing this consolidation within this ascending triangle. As you can see, guys, specifically from the 13th to about the 16th is where most of the gains from this alt portfolio came from. And this is actually because Bitcoin was consolidating in this very tight range. You can see this is probably the least volatile Bitcoin was in this period over the last few weeks, was just right in this area. And that's where we saw altcoins absolutely take control, many to the upside. In fact, every major altcoin in my portfolio, and I think every major altcoin in general, was basically going to the upside over the last few days, as opposed to going down, okay? Not all alts were pumping, but for the most part, the alts that were moving to the upside, not to the downside. So we really do want to see a candle close here. Okay, we have a few hours at the time of recording this to get that. We want to see a candle continue to hold along this level just to confirm this, because again, usually we'll get a pretty quick rejection if it is going to be a fake out. So again, within the next 24 hours, we'll pretty much know if this is going to be a substantial break or if it is going to swing to the other side. So very important to watch right now. And guys, extremely important here on this weekly chart. As we've been talking about, this weekly has still been covering to the upside, guys. Very much so. I think the momentum, as we've been saying, obviously is very bullish, very much to the upside. The only thing a little bit contentious is short term. But again, guys, very strong break so far. We want to see this continue. And most importantly, on these longer term Fibonacci levels, the 786, right around that 13,000 US dollars. So $500 above where we found resistance today at 12.5. So again, inching closer to absolutely destroying this macro chart and getting extremely, extremely bullish for the rest of this year. But as you're going to hear in just a few minutes, guys, this is exactly when you want to have everything figured out. You do not want to wait, guys. This is the time you want to be doing it. And guys, with that being said, if you do want to join our competition here to be able to win 0.1 Bitcoin, a Bybit Ledger Nano X, and 3 Bitcoin articles of clothing from August 15th to 23rd, all you have to do is deposit 0.05 Bitcoin in your account using my link below, and you'll be entered to win those prizes. Guys, so huge. We're going to be talking about why Bitcoin is going to ignite very shortly here. In fact, maybe only a few weeks away, and we're talking about potentially breaking all-time highs, guys. Now, that might sound ridiculous to some of you, but we're going to be getting into that in this webisode. But first here, Charles Bovard here on Forbes, Bitcoin price climbs to their highest in more than a year. While Bitcoin managed to rise above $12,000 today, we need more data before concluding that the digital currency successfully broke out of its prior range of consolidation. Testing above the $12,000 psychological level is great, but we need a confirmation above this level to strengthen our short-term bullish viewpoint. A confirmation above 12K means if Bitcoin USD pairing can open above this level the next day. So basically what he's saying here is we need a solid 24 hours of positive price action and just holding some of these gains already, and then we are golden. Holding 12K is the key here. Bitcoin needs to stay above 12K and consolidate in a manner where it tests the level for support a few times before we can conclude if the breakout is reliable. Looking at the big picture, she noted Bitcoin is slowly but surely completing the double bottom bullish reversal chart pattern that started in 2018 with the neckline resting at 13,234 US dollars. The completion of this pattern would indicate long-term gains towards 20,000 US dollars. And this is the double bottom reversal that she is referring to right here. These two bottoms here, guys, with a higher low here. Again, after getting this confirmation, after breaking out of so many key things, if you've been following along for the past 8 months specifically, actually about 10 months on this channel specifically, guys, this thing has really turned around and we have cemented some very, very key levels. This is about to get extremely exciting. So Billy Bambro here on Forbes, Bitcoin to ignite after Labor Day, warns former Prudential CEO in surprise crypto flip. So Bitcoin has made some serious headway into the traditional finance industry over the last 6 months, with some big name investors giving it their backing. And guys, we talked about this yesterday with George Ball, the CEO of Sanders Morris Harris and former CEO of Prudential Securities, talking about how he changed his opinion on Bitcoin. But what he's saying is a warning. People will begin turning to Bitcoin after Labor Day, or basically September 7th. So only about a few weeks away here, guys. Extremely soon. Now, why is he saying that? So basically, cutting to the chase here, he expects there to be a surge of Bitcoin buying after Labor Day, branding current global markets as stuck in the summer doldrums, with investors waiting for a spark that he thinks will ignite in September, because the time to reposition portfolios is before the fuse is lit, or when the fuse has been lit but hasn't exploded yet, adding the time is probably now. It's because the liquidity floods will end sooner or later. Traders and investors are going to worry about what happens when you can't kick the can down the road in terms of stimulus or subsidizing people. You know, the problem that we're dealing with here in the US, the problem kind of globally with printing money here. The liquidity floods will end sooner or later, pointing to the huge, well-deserved, and smart stimulus the U.S. government and Fed is currently providing markets and businesses in an attempt to offset this damage that we've received over the past few months because of what happened with this virus. But as well, he also named Robinhooders, the users of the popular retail stock trading app Robinhood, as likely to also have a huge effect on Bitcoin's price. The notion isn't to hide or to seek a tax refuge, but to have something that can't be undermined by the government and that won't become worthless if the currency becomes worthless, or at least if enough Robinhooders happen to believe that. If Robinhooders don't want to trade stocks as they have, where are they going to put their money? There's no yields today, so Bitcoin or another crypto becomes a very attractive long-term safe haven, or even a short-term speculative bet. And guys, this is where the snowball effect comes into play, because once this gets rolling like it did, specifically the last 6 months of 2017, we saw exactly what happened, and this time we could see that happen again much, much, much bigger. Okay, there's no doubt in my mind we'll at least probably see a similar run like we did in 2017, but I think because of everything going on in the world, there is a much bigger chance that this will actually snowball into something much bigger than that, okay? We did not have an economic crisis like we do now back in 2017, okay? We had some economic issues back then, but there's nothing compared to this, guys. We're on Great Depression levels of economic stats in many ways in terms of job losses, in terms of GDP loss, guys, so much stuff. We are in a dire position in terms of the economy. And again, this is where Bitcoin is meant to shine. And as well, we have Dave Portnoy here, big stock trader, but he's recently turned into Bitcoin and crypto. I believe he even invested in OXT. Guys, if you go back, I have probably 6 or 7 videos talking about OXT going back over 2 months, and many of you guys have been commenting in the comments that basically saying you heard about it here first on the channel when we started talking about it, I believe back at the end of May or June. But yeah, I believe Portnoy actually invested a large amount in OXT as well. Obviously, he bought Bitcoin. But yeah, I think he's definitely delving into the crypto space. But guys, massive. This next 24 hours is going to be crucial for cementing this, okay? Usually if we get a fake out, we find out very soon. So watch these charts and keep up to date. Huge, guys. And if you're interested in following along with my portfolio and what is to come, because I am going to be making some big changes over the next few weeks, make sure to join T4 with code millions at checkout to get 15% off at checkout.